Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm psyched. I am psyched for this live stream, and I'll tell you why. Before we get to the ridiculous notion that Trump can't fire Mueller, which he can, and that there will be some kind of heck to pay or whatever Ken Starr says regarding impeachment. Oh my God. He's not going to fire Mueller, very likely not, before midterms. Kavanaugh is going to get confirmed no matter what insane conspiracies Democrats have. Then you have great GDP numbers coming out in October. But this is important, ladies and gentlemen. Hit subscribe right now to my super chat, to my thank you so very much for supporting me, for support and this channel and my voice. I want to go ahead and I want to read you some really, really cool things before we start. And this should really brighten up your evening. I am very, very impressed by this. Now, do I love Trump's tweets? Most of them, but some of them I don't. He didn't have to go ahead and talk about Puerto Rico. He doesn't have to say certain things. You know, Trump is winning and winning and winning. He can just tone it a little bit down on the tweets, but I love the tweets, mostly. The 327 new manufacturing jobs over the last year represent the best 12-month stretch in 23 years. CBS Market Watch. Again. Now, there's been 327 manufacturing jobs growing at the fastest rate in 23 years. This was in August. It's only gotten better. This is very important. We used to be a country that made things. We used to be a country where you can have, raise your family on a manufacturing job. We need a manufacturing industry. Yeah, I get it. I get it that Apple makes its iPhones because it's such a liberal, wonderful company in places where workers are abused. Yeah, I get that. Let's not talk about the human waste in cities that are run by Democrats. Well, I'm talking about San Francisco. They are actually cleaning crews that pick up poo-poo. There are poo-poo patrols. Poo patrols, if you will. That's the technical term. Okay? All right? So that's the Democratic way. Now I can go ahead. I'm trying my best to play the long game. I wish I could cuss. I would be even more amusing using profanity and saying everything I want to say, but I'm just trying to go ahead and I'll just leave it with poo-poo squads. Manufacturing jobs growing at fastest rate in 23 years. So manufacturing jobs growing at fastest rate in 23 years. And let's just see if there's a Poop Patrol article. Poop Patrol, do 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 do. Poop Patrol. Oh, look. That's nice. Poop Patrol, you make 184 grand a year. Nice. Yeah. Then like Trump's like, you see what I'm doing? I'm creating jobs. Yeah. He should tweet this out and be like, this isn't the job I'm creating. This is a job Democrats are creating. Tweet. Send tweet. Business Insider. San Francisco has a poop patrol to deal with its feces problem. And workers make more than $184,000 a year in salary and benefits. It's a good gig. That's awesome. Shovel-ready jobs. Eric, you're right. Maybe I'll do the BitChute profanity segments. But we have almost 400 people, a little over 4 minutes in. Very nice. Around 400 people. Employees in San Francisco's Poop Patrol are set to earn $71,760 a year, plus an additional $112,000 in benefits. Wow. Is there like a quota? The city set aside $830,000 for the cleanup program. What does that mean? That's like, what, 8 people working? Which aims to eliminate troubling amounts of feces on the street. That's good. In San Francisco, you can earn more than $184,000 a year in salary and benefits for cleaning up feces. This is better than the gold rush days. It's fantastic. These are the golden shower days. Well, so San Francisco has a poop patrol to deal with its feces. There's Business Insider. And workers make more than $184,000 a year. Well, that's good. Lisa Lister, love the bobbleheads. They love you, Lisa. Don't be cruel. I'm not losing my mind. Lisa, thank you so very much. Thank you, Lisa Lister. Thank you. Thank you. I am going to order eventually my Putin bobblehead. But, I don't want no one to love you. Baby, it's just you I'm thinking of. Thank you, Lisa Lister. Missy, love you and the Bobblehead Gang HAN. I love you all in the chat. And of course, I love POTUS. And my dog, Kelu. All right. Missy, thank you. Thank you, Missy. Thank you. We shall get them on the beaches. We shall get them. Oh, I have to, hold on. I can't do this. I'll do it later. Thank you, Missy, and thank you, Lisa Lister. So I just want to start, before we get to Ken Starr, just before we get to that. So I read you the Business Insider article. I want to read you, manufacturing jobs growing at fastest rate in 23 years. Employers created 37,000 new manufacturing jobs in July. The strongest gain since December, and the third straight month in which manufacturing job growth accelerated. The July numbers may have been, okay, now, the 327,000 new jobs over the last year represent the best 12-month stretch in 23 years. I got to get a bobble for that. The 327,000 new jobs, manufacturing jobs, over the last year, 12 months, the best 12-month stretch in 23 years. Tell me again how there's going to be a blue wave. Unions are supposed to be pro-Democrat, and there's 327,000 new manufacturing jobs. Tell me again how there's going to be a blue wave. I don't see it, and I explain exactly why every time, every segment. So you have that. You have 327 new manufacturing jobs. Nancy Bennett. I didn't know Apple did that. Oh yes, Nancy. Apple is ruthless. They're well known. They're well known for their employee-friendly environments. But there's also, you compare that. I just want to start before we get to Mueller flipping and oh my God, Trump can't. Manafort flipping. Oh my God, Trump can't fire Mueller, which he totally can. Democrats get more in the Senate, even if they lose the House, which they won't. But let's say they lose the House, they'll get more in the Senate makes impeachment an impossibility, even if it gets through the House. Nancy Pelosi. Can you imagine Nancy Pelosi leading? Nancy Pelosi. She's the Katharine Hepburn of politics. I call her Skeletor Katharine Hepburn. Factcheck.org, for once in its life, does something good, or doesn't focus on Trump's semantics and actually looks at just data. In fact, there has been a net loss of 303,000 manufacturing jobs since January 2009 within Obama's tenure, from 2009 to 2016. There was a 303,000 manufacturing jobs lost, net loss. There's been a net loss of 303,000 manufacturing jobs during the Obama administration. Okay, let's compare the two. You have 327,000 new manufacturing jobs with this guy right here, the perfectly coiffed one, in 1 year. In 1 year. You have 303,000 loss in 8 years. And President Obama and people I know have been telling me, oh, well, you know what? You just have to get used to. Things are not going to always go your way, just have to, get used to jobs. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. You just have to get used to jobs, that aren't going to come back. Wingless Angel, Bill Clinton fired, then Wingless Angel, we love you. We love you, Wingless Angel. Thank you so much, as always, for watching this channel. We love you, Wingless Angel. Vader is here. Use the Force, Luke. Oh my God, I'm so scared. DM. John Kerry is undermining the president. He is. John Kerry is his political, his legacy won't be much of a legacy, but he's all over the place in terms of legacy. I need Yoda, you're right. So that is just important. And then I just wanted to go ahead and, okay, jobless claims fell slightly to 204,000 and stick to a 49-year low. Jobless claims are at a 49-year low, ladies and gentlemen. A 49-year low. This is Market Watch again. So jobless claims fall slightly to, oh, by the way, I have an upload. 5 minutes after this, I will go ahead and upload. But I do have an upload of my last, I have an upload, about 2 hours ago, an hour ago, right after my last segment. Where's my upload? Dang it. So where is this upload? It's impossible to find things on Twitter when you go and you. So let me just go ahead and I will give you to the almost 400 people watching. Clinton email special counsel planned by Lindsey Graham. Let me go ahead and give you that. To the 400 people watching, here it is. Here it is again. So let's just go ahead. So everyone share that, 400 people in, but let's just go ahead now. So I gave you all this breaking amazing news regarding The economic figures. Jobless claims at a 49-year low. You have manufacturing jobs growing at a rate that has not been seen in 23 years. 49-year low for jobless claims, 23-year high. When you have a 23-year high in manufacturing job growth and a 49-year low in jobless claims, you're doing pretty good. You don't need to be impeached. So let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and Veteran Anarchy, God bless you. God bless HA, keep it up. Thank you, Veteran Anarchy. Thank you, Veteran Anarchy. Thank you. Thank you, Veteran Anarchy. Have a great weekend. Thank you. You're right, Nancy Bennett. You're right, HA. No blue wave. Nancy, and when the Democrats, on that night when there's no blue wave, they are coming for the closest people to them, which is the progressives and the Bernie supporters, and they're going to descend upon them. They're going to do them dirty like they did the Greens. They're going to do them dirty like they did the Greens. They're going to go and bonsoir, Azandaex, bonsoir. Thank you as always for watching. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. So you have a Bloomberg interview with Ken Starr. Now, Ken Starr is an establishment guy. Ken Starr, obviously former special counsel. Ken Starr looking into something that actually did take place. Bill Clinton did get in the White House. Okay, Bill Clinton. Okay, that happened. Okay, Russian collusion never happened. Bill Clinton in the White House. Okay. What I mean is that kind of looks weird. I meant to say the word, but that movement was bizarre. Didn't mean to correspond with whatever. But anyway.
The book, and it is it's fair to say, you had a White House that certainly was not supporting what you were doing.
Yeah, that's a very graphic similarity. President Clinton did not attack the prosecutor, yours truly, and the team directly, but he did it through surrogates, and he did it very effectively. Lots of allegations, including leak allegations, and so I think we're seeing the same kind of dynamic. In fact, I've seen attributions to the Trump legal teams.
The different dynamic here that Ken Starr is talking about. Here's the difference. Amish Space Force. You got it. Here's the difference between Ken Starr and Mueller. Ken Starr, like I said, is investigating something that took place. Mueller is investigating something that never took place. Ken Starr has evidence and a witness. Well, an eyewitness, so to speak. Ken Starr had an eyewitness in more ways than one. Ken Starr had two people who engaged in an act, and one person, well, two people initially, then one person eventually who lied about it. Very simple. You engage in a specific action, you lie about it, you're president, you're under oath, big problem. With Mueller, there was nothing that took place. Russia did not hack the DNC to inform the world that Bernie Sanders was cheated, while Donald Trump wrote a check to WikiLeaks or Russian hackers or whatever. It never happened. WikiLeaks never worked with Russia. Julian Assange has never even been interviewed by Mueller, and hopefully Assange will be interviewed by the Senate Intel Committee. God bless Julian Assange. He should be free. Kathleen, thank you. There was DNA evidence, not to get too graphic. So, not to get too graphic, but there was evidence. There is no evidence with Trump Russia. There's no evidence. There's nothing that took place. Did Trump write a check to Russian hackers as he was getting golden showered upon? No. In the Moscow hotel room? No. These bobbleheads have more gravitas. Ah! Oh my God. True to life. Alcatraz Hill fell. So, where was I? Thanks, Alcatraz Hilly. Got me off. So, there was nothing that took place with Mueller, but there was something that took place with Clinton. Are you listening? I'm with her crowd, which I'm sure nobody's listening here. There's no, I'm with her here. So let's continue.
Saying we're just taking a play out of the Bill Clinton playbook, demonize the prosecutor and the team. We're also seeing an echo, David, today with the guilty plea of Paul Manafort, and now the indication that he'll be cooperating with the investigation. You know that.
Ken Starr has a very, very exciting way of talking. He makes me want to jump out of my seat. He is the equivalent of, oh, I don't know, maybe a Midwestern version of Liberace, if Liberace took about 30 volumes.
As a lawyer, that prosecutors would prefer for a defendant to say, I'll cooperate with you, as opposed to, let's have another trial.
Something that might be different, and I wonder about your thoughts on this, is when all was said and done with Monica Lewinsky, it was about a sexual act and a president lying under oath. I think it's fair to say he lied in that deposition.
Exactly. This is a Bloomberg. Exactly. Something happened and Bill Clinton lied. Something happened. We know what happened. YouTube policies prevent me from explaining in detail what happened. But we know it happened, and there's evidence, and he lied under oath. This is too difficult to understand for the Democratic Party. This is too much brain computing power. They don't know what I'm saying. They don't understand the difference. They think one day Russian hackers will pop out. Maybe it's one of these bobbleheads. They know they're lying. It's the most overt lie. And when they lose, oh my God, when they lose, it will be so glorious. Oh my, can you imagine? They're going to get like either 20 seats or 10 seats. But it doesn't matter. If they don't get closer to 20, it's going to be like a big problem because they basically control the media message. So
that was what it was about. If there is something here, and we don't know right now, we don't know, but if the worst is true, we have a possible collusion with a foreign power, Russia no less.
How? Yeah, that would be a collusion with a foreign power, Russia no less. You mean that Trump possibly signed off 20% of U.S. uranium capacity because of money to his foundation? No. He worked with WikiLeaks and Russia to hack the DNC to inform us that Bernie Sanders was cheated and then flood the nation full of $46,000 worth of Facebook pre-election Facebook ads. What kind of imbecile would believe that? What kind of fool? Democrats.
With a campaign, if not the president himself. isn't that more fundamentally a risk to the country than a president lying about a sexual act?
It's a very different
How could it be a risk to the country if there was no evidence of anything? And also, if you want to talk about a risk to the country, Hillary Clinton purchased a Steele dossier compiled by a foreign spy that alleged, without verification, a grandiose conspiracy. If you read the other day on this channel, I read the Steele dossier. It's crazy. It's the rantings of a madman. Or a political operative, Christopher Steele. Carter Page and Manafort and Papadopoulos worked with Russian intelligence to create some kind of conspiracy? That's insane. They have no evidence of that other than a fake news dossier. And then they went ahead, well, the intelligence community says it could happen. No. 4 people, Strzok, Comey, McCabe, and Brennan. Those are the 4, and then Clapper. Well, you just give me your thoughts and I'll go ahead and pretend it happened. There's no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. He kept saying that to Clapper to Sleepy-Eyed One. What is it? Was Trump called Chuck Todd? David Kaplan. Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos, David. That means have a great Sabbath in Hebrew. H.A. rest up. Donald J. Trump on September 5th. I'm draining the swamp, and the swamp is trying to fight back. Don't worry. We will win. Yes. Wait, he texted. Did he tweet that? Maybe I'm losing my mind. Yes, he did, of course. That's right. I love that so much. I'm right. I'm draining the swamp, and the swamp is trying to fight back. Don't worry, we will win. Yes, I love that. I love that so much. That's why those are the examples of tweets he should keep writing. David Kaplan, thank you again, as always, David. Shabbat shalom to you. Thank you, David. Horace, just cuz, great to be here with family. We love you, Horace. Thank you, Horace, so much. Thank you very much. Have a great, great Friday evening. Have a great Friday evening, great weekend, and thank you, Horace, for everything, always. Thank you. So let's get to Ken Starr.
Kind of risk, and it's profound and obviously goes to the heart of who we are.
It goes to the heart of who we are. I mean, my goodness, what if Trump actually worked with Putin to go and get a buff, shirtless Bernie coloring book? I mean, think of all the people in Wisconsin who would look at a shirtless Bernie coloring book and say, my God, that man is sensual. That man, Bernie Sanders, with his muscles glistening, just sparkling. That man with the ripped body, Bernie Sanders, and I get to color that book? I mean, could you just imagine? Could you just imagine the damage to our nation with a buff Bernie coloring book? It would be unbelievable. I mean, here you have a foreign power going ahead and making a Facebook ad to get people to vote for third-party candidates that hurt poor Hillary. Could you imagine? That would be really, 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 really bad. Oh my God.
As you've indicated, we don't know, but there's been no indication.
We don't know also if there are leprechauns in Uranus. We have to go ahead and have a spaceship fly to Uranus and see if leprechauns exist. Maybe that'll be Mueller's next probe.
Of actual collusion. The indictments that Bob Mueller and his team have brought thus far suggest a very vicious and well-funded campaign by Russian interests to essentially...
It was a very vicious and well-funded campaign from Russian interests to obviously hurt Hillary Clinton, because whereas they got 20% of U.S. uranium capacity from Obama administration with cash flowing to the Clinton Foundation, it's not the uranium deal that's the problem. Oh no. Oh no. It's the Buff Bernie coloring book. Don't get saucy. Calamity 450. Don't get saucy with me, Bernays. I love anyone who can quote history of the world. You see a pack of Trojans go by? I'm all out. Calamity 450. Yes. Yes. Harmano. Please pour some water. Want some water? Yes. Let's get back to Starr.
Sow seeds of discord in the United States when
sow seeds of discord when we were so civil and happy before the Russians made us mean to each other. We were very happy every day. I wasn't getting insulted by the I'm with her crowd. I didn't have threats every single day from the I'm with her crowd. David Prock didn't spend $1 million to go ahead and attack progressives and conservatives. We were a unified nation before the Russians got into it and hurt us all with their mean-spirited discord. Thanks a lot, Putin. We used to be a unified country when we were giving you 20% of U.S. uranium capacity.
Example, in one of the indictments says the funding by Russian interests of 2 campaign rallies here in New York on the same day, one for Trump, one anti-Trump.
Those campaign rallies would never have taken place were it not for the Russians. Victor Lugo just informed Talk Channel, just interviewed IRS whistleblower. Obama White House weaponized IRS to commit identity theft, to commit voter fraud. Victor Lugo, thank you. Thank you, Victor Lugo. Thank you. Thank you, Victor. David, thank you so much again. Good Shabbos to you. Thank you, David. Thank you. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Victor.
Just let's stir the pot and get people really angry at one another, buddy.
We weren't angry at one another before now, were we?
I happen to think we're a strong people, we'll overcome that. But yes, quite different. However, when we go back to the Lewinsky phase of the investigation, David, if you read the final count in our referral to the House of Representatives, you'll see that that was about abuse of power. Different, but the invocation of executive privilege improperly, the creation of a phantom privilege to keep Secret Service agents from trying. So there was a use of the levers of power as opposed during a presidential campaign to achieve personal ends.
Another rough parallel was you had Janet Reno as Attorney General, who didn't fire you.
Janet Reno is an incredibly sensual lady.
Didn't stop you affirmatively, but didn't give you much support. We have the Jeff Sessions. The president keeps saying, it should never have happened. We shouldn't be there in the first place. Can Mueller really go forward without support from Jeff Sessions? And can Jeff Sessions really survive this?
I think he can. That is, Bob Mueller, is just fine. Because I have a feeling, I don't know, that he has the full support and confidence of Rod Rosenstein.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the whole problem. That's the whole problem, Ken Starr. He has the support of Rod Rosenstein, who didn't even read a FISA warrant but signed off on it. That's the whole problem. That's the issue. You had the support. The Democratic Party has the support of Rod Rosenstein, who works under Trump. That's the big problem.
Who is the acting Attorney General in light of the fact that Jeff Sessions recused himself. So the parallel is quite different, actually, in light of the Janet Reno. There were two Janet Renos, the Janet Reno of the first Clinton term and early in the second term, when she was very cooperative and supportive. But when the Monica Lewinsky...
When Janet Reno went ahead, got in my face one day, and said, I'm going to go ahead and wrestle you to the ground. If you don't, take it easy on Bubba Bill.
Situation hit, a cold breeze blew over the Justice Department, and we felt the chill. The cooperation at that stage not only ended, but it turned into active, we're going to investigate you and the like. And I recount all this in the book.
Exactly. And the Attorney General does report to the President of the United States, serves at the pleasure of. Why doesn't President Trump just fire Jeff Sessions?
So here's where he goes to, you better not fire Mueller. If you fire Mueller, there's going to be heck to pay. You better not fire Mueller. And here's where he goes to that.
If he's that upset. And by the way, what would be the consequence if he did that and got rid of Mueller?
I think that there would be hell to pay if...
Really? Why? Let's say I'm right, which I will be, that Republicans keep control of the House. Why would there be any talk of impeachment? How can you impeach a president if you don't even control the House? How can you impeach a president if you control only the House but not the Senate? Do you think Republicans are going to go ahead and side with Mueller? Democrats have this fantasy, this conspiracy in their warped, twisted brains that, oh my God, the good Republicans will see reason. There's no evidence. Senator Burr yesterday said, yeah, there's no evidence. Republicans left the Russia probe like, 7 months ago. The whole thing is a joke. So when he fires Mueller, or when the Mueller probe ends, which it will after midterms, hopefully fires Sessions and Rosenstein, all of this will be taken care of because political will be on Trump's side. The political will, when you have manufacturing jobs coming back, you have a great economy. Trump is more popular than any other Republican or Democrat ever at this point today. You have the fact that the media is hated, the Democratic Party is hated, they hate Nancy Pelosi, they hate themselves. So tell me how there's going to be a blue wave, but more importantly, tell me how there's going to be enough momentum against Trump when he does something everybody wants. Democrats don't realize that the more that Mueller and Clinton pull the strings, or Clinton really, the worse off it is for the Democratic Party. Let's continue.
The president fired Mueller or ordered the firing of Bob Mueller. Jeff Sessions, I think, is an honorable person who understandably recused himself. So I think the president...
Why did he recuse himself? Because he spoke to Sergei Kislyak? Who cares? The Democrats, in their own unique form of xenophobia, they're like, oh my God, Trump is such a mean person. But in their own way, they said, oh, anyone Russian is tied to Vladimir Putin. Well, that is a very xenophobic prejudice prejudicial, bigoted type of mentality. Based on what? John Brennan's words? Notice how John Brennan's no longer in the news. Democrats knew he was horrible for them. So they're like, try not to say anything, Brennan. Arthur C., God bless. Let's continue.
President obviously has that prerogative, but it'd be very hard to get a new Attorney General confirmed. So we would have Rod Rosenstein as the acting Attorney General of the United States indefinitely.
In the meantime, we're about to have, it appears, that Judge Kavanaugh, who has been serving in the court you used to serve on, become a Justice Kavanaugh. It's not done yet, but it looks like it's headed in that direction. Tell us what.
Can you believe what Republicans are doing to Kavanaugh? I mean, Democrats? I mean, it's not like they care about the issues they claim to care about. They're just bringing it up like last second. Well, if it was so important, why'd you hold on to the information forever, like Spartacus?
What you know about Judge Kavanaugh and what effect he will have, if any, on the Supreme Court?
Well, he's a person of great ability and integrity. I think everyone saw that who tuned into the confirmation hearings, that he is a superb lawyer, very respected judge, 12 years on the Court of Appeals. So his credentials are sterling. In terms of where he will be, I think he will be very much in the vein of those who take the Constitution seriously. I think he will be in the vein of an Antonin Scalia. And that's obviously what is causing a lot of people to say, hey, I think we better try to stop this. But it appears, given his credentials and the support that he has, including from liberal, progressive academics, that I think he'll be fine.
So to wrap this all up and come back to your book, in the end, as you look back at it now, is the Republic stronger for having had the Ken Starr investigation? I mean, suppose we had just averted our gaze,
right,
and said, we like what he's doing with the economy, we like what he's doing in other ways, he is elected, let's not pay attention to this, some would say, peccadillo, and the fact he did lie about it, no question.
And, well, he committed perjury, and he obstructed justice, so he committed crimes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you have a situation where not only do you have a special counsel that just the other day, Lindsey Graham stated he wanted a special counsel just the other day. You have Republicans who will not be able to win the midterms. You have Democrats. What am I saying? You have Democrats who will not be able to win the midterms. Republicans will keep control of the House and Senate. And you have this talk of, oh my God, you can't go ahead and fire a Mueller. Well, why not? Why not? Why not? And what they're doing right now to Kavanaugh is just crazy. James, it's like, there's one parody account for James Comey. It's James Comey. We all know Trump is guilty. Now we all need to. Now all we need to do is figure out what. That is so funny. That is so funny. That is hilarious. Oh my God, that's so great. So at the end of the day, Hillary will get indicted. That's not even a question. The issue here is the positive economic numbers, the fact that Democrats have nothing to run on, the fact that Hillary Clinton actually did commit crimes, the fact that Republicans can say, go to the polls and say, go to voters and say, look, here's what we accomplished. What have the Democrats accomplished? They haven't accomplished anything. They keep on losing. I stated from the very beginning Clinton would lose the election. They keep on losing and losing and losing. And what's going to take place on November 6, 2018? On November 6, 2018, you're going to have the most epic meltdown of all time. It's just unbelievable. Lawrence F. Mark my words, DNC gets 11 seats, and soon to find our AG has been compromised and was an informant for. This is not fact, just an educated guess. Thank you, Lawrence F. If they get, I agree with you. If they get 11 seats or 23 seats, it really doesn't matter. If they get 11 seats or 23 seats, doesn't matter. I agree with you 100%. I mean 100%. And the interesting thing here is that Joseph Arbuckle, Elvis, me liking Nixon, baby, but me lovey Trump, Joseph Arbuckle. Thank you. I agree with you 100%. But the funny thing is, Lindsey Graham just the other day, stated he wants a special counsel for Clinton emails, for FISA, for everything, for the whole Spygate issue. That's just the other day. Because you can't have a special counsel into you can't have a special counsel into Spygate or Strzok or FISA without going right back to Clinton and Clinton emails. She purchased the Steele dossier. The Crossfire Hurricane was right after mid-year exam. The same people who covered up Clinton went ahead, and the Clinton emails went ahead and engaged in fabricating Trump Russia. And you have San Francisco with major issues. You have a whole bunch of things that the Democratic Party at this point can't really run on anything except Trump hate or racism or sexism. There is no achievement. That's one of the reasons they'll lose also. What have they achieved? Well, Trump has achieved 320,000 manufacturing jobs. Trump has achieved the lowest jobless claims in 49 years. Trump has achieved the fastest growing 12-month stretch of manufacturing jobs in 23 years. What on earth have Democrats achieved? They don't have evidence. They have no evidence of Mueller, of Russia collusion. But there's evidence of Clinton's crimes, and Democrats know it too. They don't care. They keep on losing, and they're so upset. Oh, they keep losing. Imagine if you're the Democratic Party, you keep losing. Imagine what's going to take place November 6, 2018. Then Trump goes ahead, grabs him by the McMaster, hopefully fires. I think he will fire Mueller. The investigation will end somehow. After midterms, what are they going to do? Ask for another election, another midterm election? You have Kavanaugh after Gorsuch. You have 2 Supreme Court nominees. You're going to have late October economic numbers come out. And think about that, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to have economic numbers come out late October. They're going to be great. Lindsey Graham wants a special counsel into all of this stuff, which all leads back to Clinton. The FBI bias against Clinton, all of it. You're going to have Clinton emails again investigated with a special counsel? Are you kidding me? Flipping Uma Abedin, Brian Pagliano, who transferred top secret intelligence from SIPRNet, JAWIX, and SCIFs. If you're defending Clinton at this point, you're also defending U.S. Code 793F of the Espionage Act. You're defending her from U.S. Code 793F of the Espionage Act. She transferred top secret intelligence from SIPRNet, JAWIX, and SCIFs onto her unencrypted server. Pardon my French, but Mueller is what's the highest order, an extra scoop of Horace, I agree. Somebody said, let's see your other hand. It's busy. Lawrence F. Isn't it treason that everyone involved is DOJ and FBI and Clintons used a foreign spy to overthrow our president? Yep. They used a foreign entity. Exactly. The foreign entity, exactly. The foreign entity is Clinton using a foreign entity. Tamara Friedman, H.A. Shabbat Shalom, thank you. Shabbat Shalom, Tamara, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm so relieved. That's right. That's okay. That's nothing. That's Cynthia Nixon lost in New York. Socialism not working out. We need a mug governor here in New York. That's also Tamara Friedman. Thank you. That's just one example. You're not going to have a blue wave if New York. That's another thing. The whole blue wave thing isn't started. Tamara Friedman, you brought up a great point. And Shabbat Shalom to you, Tamara Friedman. Thank you so very, very much. As always. As always. Thank you, Tamara. Fern A., are you concerned that the Dems will create a blue wave by using election fraud? New York voters were purged in this year's primary. It's true. Fern, I don't think so. I don't think they have enough voters to go ahead and create that blue wave. Or, I mean, I don't think that they could cheat in 435 races. So, Fern, there's going to be 435 congressional races, and they have to win Republican-held districts. So the interesting thing is they have to win Republican-held districts. Not going to be able to. Then you have a special counsel that Lindsey Graham, that's in The Hill, that's in Fox News, that Lindsey Graham wants. That special counsel is going to be, Republicans win again, and they will. Republicans keep control of the House, sorry, Hilly, and the Senate, which they will, published in the Daily Caller. I'm on RT stating it categorically. Fern, they won't be, even cheating won't help them. So Tamara Friedman, you brought up a very interesting point. You brought up a very, very, very interesting point I want to talk about. Politico has turned on Cynthia Nixon. But how Nixon and Ocasio-Cortez combined to pave the way for progressive insurgents? This is CNN. How on earth did they pave the way? Because Cynthia Nixon lost. yes, Ocasio-Cortez did beat Joe Crowley. That's true. But Joe Crowley was like, he took his district for granted. He literally just, like Hillary Clinton, thought he was going to win. Ocasio-Cortez, does have energy. Yes, it's true, but she wouldn't. I mean, she's not going to debate Ben Shapiro. They're going to turn on progressives. And what Andrew Cuomo did, he accused Cynthia Nixon of anti-Semitism. The same identity politics they use within the Democratic Party and progressive circles also. Everything's, oh my God, identity politics. Oh my God, you did this. Oh my God, you're horrible. But Politico goes ahead. Vanity Project. So Fern A, thank you. Tamara Friedman, you brought up a great point. You brought up a great point. Cynthia Nixon gets the Gong Show treatment for all the sense that a new age of democratic socialism was drawing in New York. Andrew Cuomo won in a landslide. That's because it's a political machine in New York and Chicago. And other cities, but mainly New York is a political machine. Chicago, San Francisco is a political machine. But you're talking about Tammany Hall. The whole thing was, if indeed there was a blue wave, you would have seen Cynthia Nixon get close. This is not. She was when Tamar Friedman, you brought up a great point, because the thing is, when Andrew Cuomo says we're never gonna win, oh no, what did he say? America was never great. Let's go ahead and look at that really quickly. How did he go ahead? How did he go ahead and win? How did he go ahead and win? He goes, yeah, America was never great. For all the sense the new age of democratic socialism was drawing in New York, Andrew Cuomo won in a landslide. Well, I was telling everyone, Democrats had never been serious about socialism or democratic socialism. They just went ahead. Sorry, Elvira. They just went ahead and used that to get votes, to pretend there's a blue wave. There's never going to be a blue wave. I am on RT Crosstalk stating that not going to be a blue wave. I state categorically. In the Daily Caller, I write, and every day I've stated no blue wave. Democrats will not win House or Congress, Senate. Republicans will keep control of the House and Senate. Then Politico. Cynthia Nixon did worse than Sex and the City too. In fact, she barely outperformed Zephyr Teachout when Teachout ran against Andrew Cuomo in 2014. As a complete unknown before Bernie Sanders' candidacy and Donald Trump's presidency. So Politico is basically pouring cold water on the notion that Nancy Bennett, pray for Jerusalem, they prosper that love thee. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy. But this is really interesting because Politico is now pouring cold water. Is now pouring cold water on the notion that there's this progressive wave. And that's the thing. I mean, I'll say this. If Cynthia Nixon won, I'd be very worried. If Cynthia Nixon got close, I still wouldn't be that worried because it's New York, but it would kind of show that, well, maybe they'll win 20 seats. Maybe they'll win 18 seats. But Tamara Friedman, you brought up a great point. But the issue here is that you have a Politico article saying, see, in fact, she barely outperforms Zefirticha. It turns out that campaigning through the sets of The Late Show and The Daily Show while insisting your candidacy isn't about being a celebrity. Well, but see, The Late Show, this article is very interesting from Politico. It's actually bolstering everything I've been saying. The Late Show and The Daily Show, they are the Democratic Party outreach to voters. Hollywood, Twitter, Facebook, The Late Show, The Daily Show, MSNBC, CNN, Washington Post, they're the outreach campaign. That is the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is not a political party. The Republican Party is a political party. They're actually going ahead. They're a certain set of ideals: Second Amendment, border wall, tariffs, manufacturing jobs, not anti-regime change, all those things. And a more anti-war stance than Democrats with neoconservatives like Max Boot. The Republican Party has a set of ideals, a set of policies they can go ahead and fall back on. Nano Horizon, I'd like to see you run for office. There's no blue wave. There's no red wave. There is a freedom wave. Exactly. Thank you, Nano Horizon. Thank you so much. Maybe one day. They can't really get me on anything in my past. I've never done anything like that would end a campaign, even if I did. Bill Clinton or Anthony Weiner is like, the Democratic Party. If you're not Charles Manson, you're pretty good compared to the Democrats. There's one guy running like 8 arrests. So I could run for office. One of these days, maybe a decade from now, who knows? But I do appreciate Nano Horizon. Thank you. John Smith. But the thing is, like, Nano Horizon, one day I might. And I really appreciate that. A number of people have told me that. But if you can get arrested 8 times, I mean, like, let's put it this way, as a gun owner, if you own firearms, like, that's one way to find out if somebody has like a pretty squeaky clean record, especially in California. I own a whole bunch of firearms because I have a great record. Okay, there are politicians running and as Democrats who can't even own firearms. They've been arrested 8 times. The one guy from Wisconsin has been arrested 8 times. So thank you, Omar Pena. Thank you. If I decide to run ever, I'm going to go ahead and, 10 years from now, say, hey, look. And imagine, look, 10 years from now, how big would this live stream be? Even if the Young Turks are at about, 15,000 average, I'll still get maybe 4,000. That's pretty good average. Pretty good. I'm hitting like, today's this one is actually 400, but usually it's 600 to 1,000 plus. And I would run as an NRA candidate. If I ever ran, I would run. The thing is, though, in California, I have to pick a district that, it would be outside of Los Angeles, but I would definitely run as an NRA candidate. It's okay. I'd fit in with all the other politicians, all the other creepy looking politicians. Let's see. So, I mean, this is a great look, though. This. Thank you, Tamara. It also turned out that Ocasio-Cortez surprise primary win in June over Joe Crowley may have been a more complicated story than Nixon and her allies made it out to be. Nixon rushed to Ocasio-Cortez victory party that night in June, wrapping herself in a giant toppling glory, and Nixon's campaign took issue when it saw her referred to only as an actress, pointing out that she's also a longtime education activist. Okay. The many Cuomo haters in New York and all over the internet shook their fists and retweeted. So you got to understand something. Cynthia Nixon, this is an example of liberal Twitter. I have nothing like, I think Cynthia Nixon would actually have been a better choice than Cuomo. Not because I think socialism or anything like that. I never even viewed Bernie as a socialist. That's a whole other story. I think it would have been nice to see her defeat Cuomo, just because Cuomo is so like swampy and Democratic Party, and he's like, America was never great. But check it out. She had 23 hours ago, she had 34,000 likes. She lost by a wide margin. What was the margin she lost by? How can this be a blue wave also? Okay, hold on one second. This blue wave is supposed to be fueled. So she lost by over 400,000 votes. How does that even take place? That's important. That's an important thing to remember. She lost by, Cuomo got 978,000 votes. He even won New York City. I mean, Cuomo won Queens. Cuomo won the Bronx. Andrew Cuomo won the Bronx 102,844 to 21,000. How are you going to get a blue wave? I believe that Ocasio-Cortez's district is in the Bronx. So Cynthia Nixon, 82% of the vote, she got demolished, obliterated in the Bronx. Queens didn't do that much better, 131,000 to 48,000. Cuomo got 72.9%. This is New York Times. So she won around Albany County, around Albany, New York. Every other place, almost every district in New York chose Cuomo. So it's like, the whole point is, oh, it's going to be blue wave, blue wave, blue wave. Well, how can you have a blue wave when Cynthia Nixon, one of the people who forced, okay, Sandra Lee, thank you. Queens did not vote for that crooked fool. Sandra Lee, yes. So there's a blue wave because of enthusiasm, and Cynthia Nixon gets completely obliterated by Cuomo, who was forced to say, because of Cynthia Nixon, America was never great. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. So what I'm trying to say is Twitter, one thing is it's important to remember. You can have a tweet that's retweeted that's liked 37,000 times. It doesn't matter. The majority of Twitter does not comprise the voting base in midterms. It just doesn't. Give me your thoughts below. I will be back in a little bit. Thank you so much for everything. My super chat, thank you so much. God bless. And ladies and gentlemen, you know, there's no flipping. There's not going to be a problem when it happens and when you see the blue wave not working and you have every single Democrat and pundits saying, oh yeah, you know, oh my goodness, you know, there's going to be a blue wave. It's going to be a blue wave. Just remember that be here on November 6th. There's going to be a party. We're all going to party. There's going to be a party. Elvis has left the building. Exactly. God bless everyone. I'll see you in about a couple of hours. We'll do this again for a little HA After Dark. Thank you so very much, everyone. Thanks again.